Amy is with us in Chicago. Hi, Amy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
My question is it common for debt that you paid off to come off your credit report, but then return on your credit report the next month? For a little bit of context, we just finished baby step 2 in July. My husband and I paid off $28,000 in student loans in July. It came off of our credit report, and then last week I got an email saying our score has increased by 78 points, and then our loans are listed again.
Okay. No, that's not common. It's so here's the thing: 52% of the credit reports have errors. 36% of them have errors that are so egregious it could keep you from getting credit.
Yeah.
Okay. So this falls in the category of error, obviously. And I think I know how it happened. I'm not 100% sure what to do about it. There's a couple of things you can try. But what happens is that these massive companies, in this case the student loan servicer, they do downloads usually quarterly to the of their database to the credit bureaus. Okay, so what happened was a single item was removed as a single item, and then when they downloaded their latest data, it still had your student loan in it. They hadn't taken it out of that piece of data. So when they did the batch download, you were in the batch again. That's what put it back on there, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I would do two things to get it off. Number one, call the idiots. This is the problem with student loan servicers. They're absolute morons. I mean, it's just, you've had to deal with them before, right? I mean, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
like, are your parents cousins? I mean, what is wrong with you people? You know, it's just, they can't find their butt with both hands. It's ridiculous how inept they are. So, but there's nothing you can do about it except fight through the bureaucracy. So call them like 62 times, because that's what it'll take, and tell them to get the stupid thing off your credit report again because it's paid off. Would you please note the file is zero balance? Now, please turn that into whoever. Who is it? Experian, or who is it?
Yeah, Experian.
Yeah. And poor Experian, they're dumb as they are too, because they just take whatever these people send them and load it on there, right? With no thought whatsoever that it might be full of errors by some goob that didn't entering key data that doesn't care. So this is what you're dealing with, just a whole bunch of inept people that don't care. So that's one thing you can do, is call them 2 or 3, 4 times. Maybe they'll take it off again. The other thing you can do is, with any debt on your credit report, you have the right, according to the Consumer Fair Credit Reporting Act, federal law, to dispute in writing any item on your credit bureau report. If they do not repair the error within 60 days, you have the right to require them to completely remove it, the whole item, as if it never existed. Okay? And so what I would do is just dispute this item, send it to Experian, return receipt requested, so you have, or FedEx, so you have a date of delivery, proof when the 60 days started. Okay, you have 60 days from this date to prove the accuracy of this item. It is inaccurate. It should be a zero balance. If you have not corrected it within 60 days, you will be forced to remove it. I will force you, according to the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act. Write that down. Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act. So any of you that have an error on your credit report, that's how you get the error fixed. Now, here's what normally happens in the real world, not the land of law and theory. In the real world, when you do that, almost never. So Experian will send it out to the loan servicer, Navient, or whoever it is. Then, right? You know, the loan servicer is almost always too incompetent to respond within 60 days. So Experian will hear nothing back from them to correct the error within 60 days. And so then you'll go back and go, you haven't heard anything. Take it off. Now, the problem with that is the next time they download a batch next quarter, it may show up again.
Yeah.
That's possible. Okay? And so I probably am going to go ahead and do both. I'd fire off the letter, Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act, get the 60 days started. And in the meantime, I'd start calling Navient or Sally Mae or whoever the flip this is and just wearing them out.
Nelnet is our new carrier now. So
it's who?
Nelnet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
It's still not any better. But, I mean,
nope.
Have you called them yet
No,
by chance?
really
Have you already called them?
Credit, but,
did you already call them?
I called them. They say it's 0 on their end. So they're not sure why it shows up like that, is what they tell me.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm sure of. You reported it to them wrong. That's what I would tell them. So you guys need to call you need to send a note over there and tell them to take it off. Like now, or I'm going to file suit on you people. And by the way, ma'am, what was your name? I'm going to just, I want to get the person on the other end's name because I'm going to name you in the lawsuit. So you need to get off your assets and get this fixed. Right? Jack them up.
Exactly.
Jack them up because they deserve it. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be mean until they just persist in their, belligerent incompetence. And then we can turn it up. We can make a hobby out of you people, And that's what I would do. Because you need to get this off of there. And the problem is, if you were dealing with normal human beings, you just call up and they go, "Oh, my bad. I'll call and get it off." Okay. But we're not dealing with normal human beings. You're dealing with student loan servicers and credit bureaus. And it's just it's like dumb meets dumber, And it's just, God, what an aggravating industry. It's just, let me help you guys with this life hack, okay? Some of you are going, "Oh, I've got bad credit on there. I could lie and write it and dispute it. They'll probably never correct it, so I can make them take the whole thing off." Well, that may work, but it'll be temporary until they download next quarter's batch of data, and then you'll be right back on there. So you've wasted all your time. So you've got to go to the root and dig out the dandelion. Otherwise, it's going to keep showing up on stinking Experian, TransUnion, whoever you're dealing with over here. So you got to get the thing dug out by the root. And the root, in this case, lives over at the student loan servicer. God help us.